Hi, it's Stephen Molnar here, and I'm joined by Konrad Bobilak, who's the CEO and founder of Investors Prime. Konrad, I'm sure you've come across a lot of people in your journey as clients in particular. Do you want to just share with us some of the horror stories that you've come across and what they could have done in hindsight with the right education, the right team, that would have actually fixed all those problems?
Yeah, look, they say hindsight's always 20/20, which is very true. You know, one of the keys to success is to study successful people, you know, and work out what they did and replicate that. But I think also what you can do is study unsuccessful people, work out what they did and just avoid doing that.
Often that's where the greatest learnings are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, there's all sorts of horror stories that I've come across. And a lot of times people contact me when it's too late and I can't really help them.
Yeah.
There was a number of people that I got in contact with me last year where they've invested very heavily in mining towns and they've completely maxed out. But they structured their portfolio in such a way that their exposure from the mining towns had an effect on their primary place of residence. And a few of my clients, not clients, people that have contacted me by reading my book, are about to lose their house that they live in, as well as their whole property portfolio, and go bankrupt because there's actually no other option. And the reason for that is that they've cross-collateralized the whole property portfolio with one lender, and they've used their house as security to buy those properties, which is the dumbest thing you can do. In fact, the banks want you to do that. The banks will always try to give you principal and interest home loans, which are usually have the lowest interest rate, and use your house as collateral to secure other investment properties.
Yep.
What I teach people to do is the exact opposite of what banks want you to do, is to set up your properties through trust and corporate trustees, standalone structures through different lenders. So if something happens with one property, it doesn't impact the other properties, you know. And is there more paperwork? Absolutely. Do you pay slightly higher interest rates? Yes. Is it less convenient? Yes. Is your relationship not as strong with one lender? Absolutely. But if something happens, you don't lose your house, and you probably don't lose majority of your other properties. So I guess the worst thing that I see is when people just take massive risk with the type of properties that they're buying, but also the structure that they're utilizing isn't the best. And when something happens, they get wiped out completely. And in real estate, getting wiped out means, you know, if you go bankrupt, you're out of the game for 7 years. And then you've got to go back from zero. So it might take you another 5 to 10 years to actually save a deposit and get into your next property, you know. So, you know, if you're young, if you're in your 20s, it's fine. But if you're closer to, you know, 60, getting wiped out in real estate could be, you know, detrimental to your life, you know, and your lifestyle. Majority of the mistakes also are to do with the types of properties that people buy. People buy for the wrong reasons. A lot of people go on holidays, they get excited by, you know, holiday type properties, whether it's the Gold Coast or Hamilton Island is another example. You know, and they end up buying properties that have no fundamentals, no capital growth, but they look very sexy, and in the moment it makes sense. You know, it's a romantic kind of a thing. Husband and wife relax, you know, oh, let's get we can always come here, and, you know, on the off season. So that I think knowing why you're investing and knowing the reasons behind you should be investing, and also having the right structure is the key thing, that you can avoid yourself a lot of pain, you know, long term. Most people, though, if they do get it wrong in real estate, they get wiped out, which is unfortunate. So yeah, does that answer the...
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Konrad. Thank you.